Hello and welcome back to the Odd Prophet YouTube channel. They said it couldn't be done, but I've only gone and done it. I have made a realistic heavy metal guitar in Serum. No post-processing outside of Serum 2. Have a listen to this. You don't even need to go and get a guitar anymore. I've managed to source it for you. I'm going to start crowd killing in my own room. I'm going to start battering things. Oh my God, I've actually broken it. It's fake plant anyway. Real plants? I can't look after myself. Let's get on to it, shall we? In fact, actually, before we get into this video is sponsored by Tower and Tempest, my preset company, and my journey to get a house and a cat this year. You probably already heard it on my YouTube channel before. I'm on a mission to get a house and a cat this year. We're almost there, boys. I have an agreement in principle. If you don't know what that is, become an adult.
Why are you fucking here, man? You're so old. Where's your wife? Go home to your family, dude.
If you want to support me and cop these presets, I've made about 15 different presets of all different types of realistic metal guitars. Well, obviously, we're going to be going through how to make them, but I will tell you now, it took me quite a while to figure this out. It was quite hard. So if you're a beginner, intermediate sound designer, you might find recreating these quite difficult. So maybe it's the best thing. Just give me money and skip the line and just start making really cool, realistic metal stuff because it's fantastic. Have a listen to some of these as well. We got some choked ones, which is ridiculous. Listen to this. I've even managed to get that sort of pick attack that you hear on a lot of metal stems. We got some feedback ones. Yeah. I literally love these so much. They're so sick. You literally don't even need to have a guitar now. You can literally just do this in Serum and recreate an entire band. I should do drums and bass guitar next. Leave a like if you think I should do that. I've even got some dissonant ones. Listen to this. So heavy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and make one from scratch. But once I had one preset, I was just doing variations of them. So what we need to do is open up a Serum 2 like this. I'm not going to lie, this is heavily influenced by a YouTube tutorial that I watched on how to make metal sounds in Serum, then using post-processing like guitar rig and amplifier. You can watch that video down in the description below. Thank you to whoever that guy was. You've literally helped me out. I have taken some heavy inspiration from it. But the thing that's different about this tutorial is that we're going to be doing everything inside Serum 2. You don't need to buy any other post-processing units. You don't need to buy guitar rig if you don't want to. You can literally do everything inside Serum 2, which is absolutely bang. So let's do it. First thing we're going to do is we're going to choose this wavetable, which is the digital. We're going to choose Dirty Saw. Now, the reason why we're choosing Dirty Saw is because we're trying to replicate that guitar string sort of sound, and it's very sawtooth-like. And what we're going to do is we're going to replicate two things. We're going to replicate the sort of resonance, the string when you play a guitar kind of vibrates in a certain way and the frequencies of it phase in and out. So that's the first thing we're going to do is we're going to replicate this. And you can do that by putting an LFO2 like this, sort of like a triangle. Is it a triangle? More like a slope down. We're going to do maybe to a half bar like this. We're also going to turn down the octave. See, it's got that sort of evolving sort of sound that you would hear on a metal guitar. We're also going to do a little bit of warping. We're going to do asymmetrical minus, and that's also going to go all the way up. Beautiful. Now with LFO1, what we're going to do is we're going to generate that pick sound that you hear, the transient coming through. The way you do that is by creating a small little thing like this in the LFO, and then with the level, we're going to bring it all the way down and bring that all the way up. Now, we're going to filter it. We're going to do a low pass. We're going to do a low pass 18 because we want that palm muting sort of sound. The way that guitarists do is that they place their palm on the strings and it stops the high frequencies coming through, almost like a low pass filter. Wow. That's going to go on here, and we're going to bring this down. We're going to make it go unipolar like this. Now it's time for the post-processing. This is where everything changes. So with guitar amp, what you usually have is a lot of distortion, a lot of white noise, and then that's going through something like an impulse response that's replicating. Well, it's going through a convolver, which has an impulse response inside of it that replicates an amplifier. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my distortion first. First thing I'm going to do, overdrive. Let's overdrive that shit. This is going to emphasize that transient right at the start, and also bring in all those low frequencies, which is going to really be useful for making a full sort of guitar sound. Second thing we're going to do, we're actually going to put a filter on it, and we're going to put combs on it. Now, this is going to enhance the sort of movement and phasiness of these frequencies that when the guitar plays, and it's going to make it have that natural sort of sound. And it's also going to help with the pick attack as well. So I'm going to put a combs on here. I'm going to bring this down to around about 64. But what we're going to do here is we're going to have this on LFO 1. Something like this. Beautiful. Now, we're going to do a little bit of stereo imaging. I'm going to have a little bit of this hyper, and I'm going to have a little bit of this dimension as well. I'm also going to do a little bit of chorus for some good measure. Bring this down. And a little bit of phasing as well. Why not? These things are not really that essential, but it helps kind of give it a little bit more of a natural tone. Now, I know what you're thinking, it doesn't really sound too much like a guitar string yet, but this is actually kind of what you're hearing when you don't have it amped up and, you know, going through an amplifier and distorting it. This is kind of what the natural sound would be. I mean, you're going to get pretty close, but not fully realistic. I mean, if you want realistic sounding guitars, go and fucking buy a guitar, like, on Learn. That's how you get really nice guitar things. But I know you. You're fucking lazy. No, you're not lazy. This is actually a lot of hard work. Right, beautiful. What we're going to do now is the fun part. Distortion and EQing. Now, with guitar tones, we're going to need a lot of distortion and a lot of EQing. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to boost all this high end. And then I'm going to distort it. I'm going to choose something like a diode. I'm going to bring this up here as well. I'm maybe also going to take away some of that low end. It's a lot of this amplification of the mids and high frequencies. What we're going to do now is we're going to convolve it. This is going to get us very close to that amplifier sound. So what I'm going to do is actually, I'm going to go and find some free impulse responses online, and we're going to use those guitar amp impulse responses inside this preset. Let's have a look, shall we? Metal, guitar, amp, IRs. Here we go. Free, because we're cheap. Code to the free impulses for metal, my comparison. Free IR packs for metal. That's what we're talking about. Give me the link. Give me the link. Oh, it's a mega.nz file. Crazy. Download. I love getting viruses on my computer. I love viruses. Oh my god, that's actually loads. Holy moly. That is a lot of impulse responses. I didn't think there was going to be that many. But let's have a look. So we've got all these. I have no idea. The pit sounds amazing. So let's do the pit. Well, let's see what this one sounds like. Nah, I didn't put the convolver all the way up. Yeah, there we go. Ooh. Oh, yeah. Now the fun part. We got to get our tone. More distortion, I think, is needed. So I'm going to put some more. Hell yeah. Maybe some more EQ. This is the thing about Serum 2. You can literally just keep adding all of this stuff on. You got a screamer. Sick. What happens if I bring this down to a chug? It's not the best one I've ever made, but we can start playing around with the convolver size and tone right here. So if I want this to sound a little bit different, I can bring the size down. Cool. I actually really like that sort of tone. What I'm going to do is I'm going to compress it with an OTT. Now, this is all not necessary. You already have pretty much the guitar sound there. But I've noticed if you put some like multi-band on it, And then some, I'm going to say some more distortion. You have to be really careful with this because the convolver is going to take off a lot of the high frequencies. That's what amps do. Distorting those frequencies at the cutoff can lead to some kind of nasty artifacts with distorting. Just want to be careful about that. Unless you just don't care and just think, fuck, it sounds good anyway. I could maybe emphasize that transient as well by doing some pitch bend. So LFO 3 is going on here, main tuning, and I'm going to do it this way. Oh, shit. Oh, you can get some slides as well. Listen to this. If I could get that fret sort of sound in there, that would sound amazing. I haven't figured that out yet. But someone, please, if you figure that out, go and show me by going to my Instagram. It's right here, baby. It's honestly not the best one I've ever made, but it's pretty close. I mean, the ones I have really made really well, the ones I showed you at the start, these ones, like this one is just ridiculous. Listen to this. Not this one. That is so nasty. If you actually layered that up with some other synths, some like drums and stuff like that, and a bass guitar or some sub bass, you could make the nastiest intro. It would just be so disgusting. Yeah, I mean, the intro game is going to be absolutely crazy. Also, inside this pack, I have included this one. So, the thing about Serum 2 is that it still can't really replicate the absolute power of Guitar Rig. So, what I've included here is a make your own amp preset right here, which is basically just the string sort of sound, like that. And then what you can do is you can start putting stuff like Guitar Rig on, and then going to one of these presets. Why is it so small? Oh, damn, I don't need my eyes checked. Going something like Heavy 800. It's so tiny on my computer. I know that sounds like a little bit of ass, but what we can do is you can start OTTing it. You can put some stereo on it. In fact, this is what I've got over here, realistic guitar sort of thing. It's the same preset, but I've done a load of EQ sort of coloring. Then it's going through this, the same preset, but I've got this stereo tune component on here, which is going to make it stereo. Then I've slapped some OTT on. Then that EQ is not doing anything. Then it's wave shaping, so I'm distorting again. And then I'm doing some more EQing. This multipass isn't doing anything. I thought maybe I could add some Phaser 1 to it, so that could just die, go away. And then I'm doing a little bit more EQing. But then you get a really heavy tone. So if you have Guitar Rig, this shit is gonna also completely slap. Go forth and make some absolutely disgusting metal intros. Something like this. But yes, all these presets are going to be included in Tower and Tempest. If you love what I do and you love innovative sound design, this is the channel for you, especially if you make heavy music like dubstep or drum and bass. This is the channel for you. Anytime I make a new Serum sound design method that I don't think anyone else has done before, I will share it with you. We do not believe in gatekeeping in this community. Anytime I make something in Serum 2, I will be posting it online. Go follow my socials. Please subscribe if you haven't. And if you really, really love what I do and you really want to support me and get in this bloody house and this bloody cat, go and get all these presets. The link is in the description below. Buy me a pint. Make some metal. It's a win-win situation. So, thank you all so much for watching. Let me see what you guys can make. Ciao.